Hey guys, so I had 3 questions today over email, so I want to answer those for everyone. Those 3 questions were on number 17, number 27, and number 28. So let's talk about 17 first. So this is the given information. So they said that the universal set has 50, A has 24, the complement of B has 30, which I'm going to make a little note here. If the complement of B has 30 and there's 50 total, that means that the number in B then has to be the leftover amount, which would be 20, right? So that's just kind of a heads up there. I may not need that, but I may. And then 8 are in A, which are not in B. Okay, so let's start with that one. I always start at the end and work my way backwards. So right here, if there's 8 in A, which are not in B, so here's A, but this part is also a part of B. So this part right there is where that 8 lies. Okay, then that second part, they said the complement of B is 30. So let's think about what that means. The complement of B is this part out here, that's the A, the 8 right there, plus all of this outside part, because that's the only part that's not inside this circle. So if that's 30 and there's already 8 right here, that makes me think that there are 22 outside, because that would give me the 30 total. Okay, and then I know that there's 20 total here, but I'll come back to that in a second. First, let's start with this. The number that are in A is 24. Again, I already know this much, so that makes this part in here 16. That gives me 24 total. Then I have 2 options for how to find this right here. One would be use this, so I know that this is 20 total, which makes this 4. Or I could have said there's 50 total, so I could have taken 50 minus the 22, minus the 16, minus the 8, and that'd give me the 4. Then look at what question you're actually asked here. Find the number that are in B, which are not in A. Well, that's that piece right there. So this is 4. Okay, 27, this is the given information. Universal, I've got A, I've got the intersection of A and B, I've got C, I've got this mess, but I'm going to start right here at the bottom. So the bottom says that I have the union of A and B. So let's think about what that looks like. Let me color it in here. I've got highlighters. This might help. So the intersection of the union of A and B. So that's all of this, all of A, and all of B. So that's my union of both of those. And then that intersected with C. So C is right here. So then the question is, well, where is that intersection? The intersection is where the overlap is, which is the green sections right here. They look kind of green. Okay, well, they're telling me that that is an empty set. Well, if that's an empty set, what that means is there's nothing in that green section. So there's nothing in there, there's nothing in there, and there's nothing in there. Okay, then I can go backwards a little bit here. Let's start with this one. So A unioned with not B. So A, all of A, unioned with not B, that's all of that outside part. I don't know that that's super helpful to me right now, so I'm going to wait on that one. Let's go back to this one. C has 30 in it. Well, if you look here, C, I already know that those are all 0, which makes the rest of it 30. So I can use that one. The intersection of A and B, that's this piece right here, is 2. Well, I already know that this one is 0, so that makes this 2. And then A is 15. Well, if this whole thing is 15, take 2 away, that makes this 13. Then maybe let's go back. I don't know if this is helpful yet. Yeah, let's look at this one. So now all of A, so that's this, unioned with not B. So not B would be out here. So like all on the outside. I don't want to draw, I am going to draw that. So all of this outside part, it's the outside here, including the 30. So all of this stuff, not this, if that makes sense. So the only thing that keeps, that's not in there is this. So all of that should be 35. A unioned with the complement of B. I wonder, did I write that down correctly? A unioned with the complement of B. I'm still not seeing that as being useful to me right now. So let me go back. What am I missing here? This was 30. Let's go back. This one's 30. This one's 2. That's 15, so that makes that total there. Okay, let me look at what they're asking for. So let's start with this. The number that's not in C. So, well, C is 30. So this would be the total 80 minus 30, which is 50. So that one was pretty easy. Okay, the next part, I'm blanking on this. I feel like I'm missing something here because I don't feel like I have enough information to give myself that yet, but I'm probably just messing it up. A and not B. I wonder, was that an intersection? I feel like I need to look back at the book. I'll go back and look at that in a second. Okay, so let's look here. The intersection of A and C. So A and C intersected would be this section right here, which is 0. So that was easy. This section right here, so A prime, so the complement of A would be all of this out here. Intersected with B would be this section right here. That's what they're wanting me to give them now, and that's the part that I'm not really sure about. So I'm going to go back to the book for a second. Let me get it. I feel like maybe I wrote that one down wrong. Maybe I didn't. We'll see. Okay, so section 1-3, number 27. I did write that down wrong. I put my complement in the wrong place. So right here, it says A unioned with B, the complement of that. So A unioned with B, like this, the complement of that. So that's going to make a lot more sense to me. Okay, so now if I take A unioned it with B, so all of this and all of this, the complement of that is this 30 right here and this outside part. And they're telling me that that's 35. So that means I've got this 30 plus another 5 out here gives me total 35. Okay, so now I can use the total to get myself this piece right here. So 80 was my total. 80 right there is my total. If I subtract all of these things away from that, I should end up with 30 right here, and that's what they were asking for in this one. Okay, so sorry about that. I had copied it down incorrectly. Once I fixed that, that made a lot more sense, so I hope you can kind of follow that mess. Okay, so now let's take a look at number 28. That was the last question that somebody had. So this one gave me the 3 separately, but again, that's not going to help me unless I know more information. So let's start down here at the bottom. So I'm starting at the very, very end. They're telling me this statement right here, that A intersected with B intersected with C gives me 10. So that means the intersection of all 3 of them right here is 10. Then they told me that this intersection is the same. So the intersection of B and C, which is this right here, all of this, is also 10. Well, if that's 10, then that means this is 0 because these 2 together would give me 10. Okay, the same thing is true for A and C. This would be 0 because total it's 10. Same thing with A and B. This would be 0 because total it's 10. So now I can go back up here very easily and find all of these. So I'm totally skipping over this for right now. I'm going with this. So this piece is telling me that C is 35. So if it's 35, take away that 10 that's already in there. This piece right here is 25. If B is 25, that makes this 15. And if this is 15, that makes that 5. So the only other piece that I didn't know was this right here, which was the intersection of their complements, which is basically just going to be the outside, all of this outside part. So that would be 55. And they asked me in this one to find the universal set. So how many are in all of it combined? So if I add all of those things up, let's see, 55 plus 5 would be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Is that right? Let me add it up again. 55 plus 5 is 60. Plus another 10 is 70. Plus 15 is 85. Plus 25 is 110. So total we have 110. Hope that helps.